You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
They say the sun and I shine the world.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Eddie Minnis Live, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Janae's Uniform Center, John's Department Store, Jerkers Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Prestige Island Games, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
Oh, no, 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 no. Baby, tell me where you gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can praise God and baby if you...
And good afternoon, good day, happy Thursday. It's a Talking Heads Thursday. Yes, your brothers and sisters, this is Pearly in the house. How y'all doing? Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It is so good to be here with you today. But we can talk any and everything today that you want to talk about. Some interesting things we see in the papers today, so we're going to talk about all that stuff. But just before we do that, you got to figure out, how can you talk to me? How can you become a talking head?
Here's how you can become a talking head, brought to you by BTC.
You just got to call me at 323-6232. That's 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4316. Or 325-4259, 325-4259, toll free 242-300-5720, or you can text me on the text line powered by BTC at 422-4796. Yes, 422-4796. What's going on in the headlines?
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
The Guardian hot today. Headlines. Pintar tells PM reveal PLP donors. F&M leader says he's prepared to reveal who donated to his party. BPL union president now optimistic on workers' future. Darwood, we are working to address concerns at McLean Town Clinic. And man murdered at scrap metal yard on Carmichael Road. And in the business section, we got significant development for GB. Grand Bahama Shipyard on track to become largest floating dock ship repair facility in the hemisphere by 2026. I want to go there and stand next to one of them ships on dry dock. Financial literacy seminar challenge local investment conventions. Serenity Beach, Abaco hoping for Q1 2025 start. And Bishop Hall, Clico policy holders still waiting on their payment. But I got a couple of friends that be making noise for that every day. And I'm just at the religion page, and because I'm being a good Roman Catholic, I'm gonna read the front line of the religious page. Father J. Cartwright appointed vicar for canonical affairs. So he's a canon lawyer for the Catholic Church. That means he's responsible for all the legal affairs of the church. Congratulations, Father J. Cartwright. A really, really nice priest, a good man. Right away, we got callers already. Call you on there. What you saying?
Yeah, buddy. You said a hot Thursday.
What you say, Sparky?
I couldn't wait for you to come on, buddy.
Yeah. Oh, that make me feel good today. What's up?
Called Sparky. I ain't scared to call my name.
No, I know this, Sparky.
Dr. Joaquin.
Yeah, I know. I hear that.
But boy, look here.
I ain't gonna tell you give you them names, though.
Like every day something different happen, and I tell you the truth, I might be the town crier because I crying.
No problem. Never dull moment.
I got very depressing news, and I can say it just like it is. I got a friend of mine that, let me put it like this in real words. I like to call the Prime Minister name because he's my old schoolie.
Okay.
Me, the Prime Minister, and Albert Miller, then the Eastern Junior and Eastern Senior together.
Okay.
On Dare Street and Market Street.
Yes.
Okay. Ali went off, Ray went off, all of us went off and everything. But today I got a call from Albie Miller. Albie, I told you to be listening to the show. I got shout for him today. He said, Sparky, I was listening to you. His talk sense half of the time and stupidness the rest of the time. But he
that's your friend. He can say that.
Yeah, he got the right to say that. Plus, he could have beat me fighting all the time. Too.
Okay.
So I ain't never say nothing against him.
All right, so what's up?
He called me today with depressing news, and I want to start the show off like this. The man says, Sparky, man, Man, get on the show and try, open up your mouth and ask the people to talk to Brave and ask Brave. Let beg Brave. He say in Greencastle, Eleuthera, no water.
Again.
Bad roads.
Again.
No light.
Again.
Internet going off.
Again.
Computer going off.
Again.
And they're only 20-something miles from the capital of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, which is the third largest economy in the Western Hemisphere.
Okay.
And our people right across the road, you can almost swim with backstroke to Eleuthera.
Well, I know if I can make it, but I know what you mean.
Bad road,
Uh-huh.
internet gone, electricity gone, and them people in one of the third largest islands in the Bahamas. So right, you got Grand Bahama, Abaco, over there, Bimini, and then Eleuthera.
Yeah, Grand Bahama, Abaco bigger, Zuma bigger.
Economy and things like that.
Oh, economy. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Grand Bahamas we class that as the second to Nassau, then Abaco, then Bimini, then Zuma, then Eleuthera.
Okay.
But Eleuthera just about 20-something miles, and Andros 20-something. Andros is 28 miles from Morgan Bluff to the west, and Eleuthera must be 28 miles to the east. And the people ain't got no water, no light.
But hold on, Nassau is no light either?
But they doing roads, they be getting, the road stripers will get big contractor go stripe the road.
Yeah, and Nassau get more pothole than anywhere else too. And you know, that's my pet peeve, fix the potholes. Tell them fix the potholes, fix the roads, give these people some water.
You think the Prime Minister, outriders,
no, when,
same old ride every morning?
That's why you don't feel them because they taking their time and they driving around.
New car with them good shocks and things.
And they driving around the pothole, they ain't hitting them.
Oh, he got a helicopter.
And the windows turned up and he sitting in the backseat, they ain't seen it.
He can't be. But, you know, I say in a shout out to Harvey Miller up there in Greencastle, Eleuthera, and my brothers and sisters in Eleuthera. Mr. Prime Minister, that's our schooling, man. Man, Mr. Prime Minister, help I'll be them in Eleuthera, please. Please, Brave, please.
Well, I think the minister said by next month they'll be in order. By next month, hopefully.
Well, they've been saying that from the FNM was there.
Nah, credit would do it. It ain't been getting off like this though. It wasn't getting off like you're getting off now though. It wasn't doing that back then.
But you know, you say like next month, right? You know they say tomorrow is the day that's always coming but never reaches.
True.
That's the same thing with next month. It ain't gonna never reach.
A promise is a comfort to a fool. Is it something like that? Sparky say fix the. You know, it's amazing what the people in our brothers and sisters, and my daddy them from Savannah Sound, so I'm a descendant of Eleuthera. Every day. And you know, it keeps saying something can be done about it, but how long it can take to get them people in Eleuthera sorted out? How long is it going to take for them to get some consistent running water and consistent electricity? I know they're frustrated in the middle of the hot summer. You might be able to pass through as December, January, but my goodness, in the hot summer, it is be hot. Listen, if you have your AC on and the lights go, you're hot in 5 minutes. I don't know why, but you're hot in 5 minutes. So I don't know. Let me read this text quick and ask you a couple of questions. Oh, our Father. The Guardian headline is funny. My paraphrase version, you show me yours, I'll show you mine. But, I mean, what do you think? Do we need election finance reform? Do you want to see who's the donors to the FNM and the PLP? Do we want to know who pulling the strings or who's giving up the money and who think they can pull the strings? Are they? Do we want to know who got contracts? The no-bid contracts or the single-issued contracts? I want to know. I want to know how our money being spent. If I paying all this VAT and paying all these things, how you spending it? Who making off it? Come in, just put it out there. I expect, and it doesn't, and to me personally, it doesn't bother me if you're giving your people contracts. They work, they help, yeah, okay, fine. But that's all. If you just how LeBron James signed a contract, we know how much he making. Just when Buddy Hield signed his contract, we know how much he making. Yeah, well, how much you giving Pearly? How much that road contract Pearly get it? How much that for? How much he making? And don't say that's his business, because once you're using the public funds, that's everybody business. That's everybody business. I see the Prime Minister call the leader of the opposition the water boy. Last time somebody called somebody a nickname, that was in 91. They called him delivery boy. Is he he says he's the water boy taking water for people in Eleuthera. Is this the kind of politics we want? Do we want to be throwing jabs at each other, or do we want to have a politics where we discuss the issues and come up with some amicable agreements to make this country a better place? Are we fine with that? Are we fine with the lights going out every minute? Are we fine with the government fighting with the Grandmama Port Authority over the increase in light bill over there, but they putting it at us in Nassau and we ain't saying much about it? Or are we saying something about it? Tell me what you say. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Let me know what you think about it. Is the argument that the leader of the opposition, the Prime Minister of it right now, is distracting us from another murder? Another murder? What's going on in our country? I mean, the things that happened early in the week, the videos and the WhatsApp is going around. That's disturbing. That's very disturbing. What do we do about it? I mean, do we just ignore that? Do we have some concerns, or we just don't care? We ain't worrying about what's going on. I like the news coming out of the Grand Bahama shipyard. I think that's fantastic. I want to go and see one of them ships. I want to be able to come and walk next to like MSC or Carnival ship and stand there and see, or one of them big tankers and just see how it is. Is that weird? using the Donald Trump, Kamala Harris word, is that weird? But I like to see it. I see gas is even off a little bit at $5.60 across the board. Rubis, Esso, and Shell all at $5.60. I think someone was $5.61 the other day, so gone down a penny. Are we getting from our politicians what we want in our country right now? Is what the government doing or what the opposition doing resonating with us? Give me your views. Tell me what you feel about it. Tell me how you think about what's going on. But I don't want to say my views. I'm trying to stay neutrally on this one. How long is it? Much longer? The people from CLECO, those people who for years now, been running more than 10 years now, concerned about getting their money. Are they going to get their money? It's been a long wait. I mean, my friend, he's been patient and waiting, but you know, things ain't easy, things tough. The brother need his money. What's going on with that? Are we hearing enough about that? Are we being told? Are we too much in the dark when it comes to stuff that's going on in our country? Is there not enough transparency, accountability? Or are we just allowing them to do whatever they want to do and say, okay, fine, and then when the election time come, vote them out, or what? I think it's time to Bahamians stand up and make noise about what needs to be happening in our country. I think it's time Bahamians need to put their voices out there and not be afraid and use the excuse that you can be victimized. If enough people complain, and you can't victimize a soul because they can point it to you, you can open the whole light on it. Or are we too complacent as a people? Do we just don't say anything? I see the Americans have demonstrations like crazy. I remember the 80s was a time of demonstrations all the time. There was demonstrations on Bay Street, up and down. We don't even do that anymore. You try to have a demonstration, you might get 15, 20 people show up. You're lucky if you get 50. You definitely ain't getting 100. Is it the timing? Is it that we don't have confidence anymore? We just, all right, do whatever you want to do because ain't nothing can change. I'm a firm believer. I don't place it in saying whatever happened can happen. We as a people, we can push the narrative in the direction we want. We can make the politicians, and I ain't just talking PR, I'm talking both sides of the divide, can listen to what we have to say. Or because they get the donations, the fellas who giving the donors is the ones who telling you what to do from what not to do. Is that right? Should they be the ones telling you? Did anybody look at what the opposition leader put in terms of for the banking reforms? An ombudsman, a paid ombudsman to manage it, more control or more involvement from the central bank? Or we just, I mean, we be and moan, we make noise and we cry and we run on and we row amongst ourselves, but things are happening. But we're not rowing where we should be rowing. We're not saying enough for those people who are listening to us to hear us, or who are listening to hear us, I should say. Not just around our friends. We're not calling, do we call the radio station? Do we write letters to the editor? Do we talk to our leaders and say, hey, I don't like what's going on, fix this? Or are we just, I mean, we be and moan, we make noise and we cry and we row amongst ourselves, but things are happening. But we're not rowing where we should be rowing. We're not saying enough for those people who are listening to us to hear us, or who are listening to hear us. Or we just listen to them throw blame at each other. You know, the text says, I voted PLP for change. I'm highly disappointed. Too much pain and suffering. PM, ring the bell. Oh boy. Pearlie, you sound like you want to start another remarch, but can I tell you where that remarch ended up? I don't want to start another remarch, you know. I just want people to talk and open their mouth and let the people know you're concerned. What you say, caller?
Yeah, what's going on, Pearlie?
What you say, brother? What you saying?
Yeah, you know, it's always a lot to say every day, you know. The thing is, you know, I'm beyond marching, to tell you the truth, because what happens is, you know, like I said, a nation of sheep will be begotten a government of wolves. And so we see where, you know, the young gentleman, right? And I didn't know. He was incognito, I guess, like a lot of ghetto youths who do things for sex. And, you know, this is what even a lesbian woman telling me, you know, a lot of these guys who we think walk around here, they are really punks in disguise, right?
Oh, boy.
We saw the situation. Man, Pearlie, this is what it is, man. But I said, I know the young soldier, right? He hung out with thugs. I knew him very well. His father, his mother. I grew him up from a child. He lived just on the side of my...
Is we talking about the gentleman who was killed?
I didn't even look at Pearlie. When you know people, Pearlie, I didn't even look at the images. I didn't look at it. They sent it to my... I didn't look at it because... I couldn't. I
deleted it.
Yeah, I couldn't. And so, if you look at it, it's a very dangerous gay mafia in this country, because when you saw the situation that happened in the front of the courts, et cetera, on both sides, well, it was said that people was allowed to hug this gentleman and all that, and we already see the selective justice treatment, right? If it was me or you, people couldn't even talk to you, so I'm afraid.
Yeah.
You see where WhatsApp is good for as evidence for some people, but it's not good for others.
Well, I see something going around, say the brother was given bail already. Did all three of them get bail, or just him one?
Well, it doesn't matter to me if he get bail, because even if he's in jail, he's in the doctor's office in AC somewhere or in Central being given crawfish and lobster with plant.
What do you mean? He didn't go up when he got shot. He stayed in Central? That's what you're saying?
But I'm saying, to me, who know the system, right?
Okay,
Not
I
in
understand.
prison amongst the normal population, et cetera, because I see pictures with him and famous people.
Okay.
But I'm not even going to dwell on that, because it sickens me, and we are weak and pathetic. So this is a brave new world where the masses, or like to use another word, the rhyme, and masses love their subservience.
Okay.
So when you love your subservience, you don't see no protests, you don't see anything, because everybody lives in fear. We see a situation in which men involved in a theft of some money, they died 1-1, and yet still the public doesn't fuse together. We see situations where people come on the radio and make complaints, and there's no solidarity or empathy for anybody that expresses anything, because as far as they're concerned, everything is alleged and that nothing is ever true. So I'm not sorry for anybody, not even myself, because we deserve what we get. And that's just the way I see it. And so,
but what should we do about it? I'm asking you what we can do to fix it.
Me and you as individuals can't do anything, but
collectively.
So until the weak, pathetic, mindless imbeciles decide to come together for a reason, like the people in Europe or France, and take a chance and stop going to the dance, right? The life wasn't like it would just be a perpetual door of nothingness and stonewalling, and even with the situation with the police force, right? Mm-hmm. They're still willing to deceive and gaslight us that they can investigate themselves. When me personally, for 60 years, I can give a chronology back 40 years where it doesn't even deserve the time of day. The question and the statements coming forward from superior members of the force is really a disrespect to the Bahamian people. Police officers must learn to humanize themselves and their thoughts. Even as I was cycling the other day going up to the steps, right?
Uh-huh.
They come out of the barracks like about 6 or 7 or 8 Jeep a time. And you on your bicycle, you just a rasta riding and you ain't nobody. And they staring like they are robots.
Okay.
So the question you said was, who pulling the strings? But in order to have a string, you must have a puppet.
Okay.
So of course, we need to know who's making financial disclosures, because the world is puppetized, whether you believe it or not. I mean, we must be aphoristic here, truthful in ourselves. The world is puppetized, and that's where the term puppet governments come from. You who's a normal citizen, you just expected to fall in line and But like I said, individually, I'm not looking for any changes, but I wanted to get a message out there, brother, because I got a very interesting. I didn't get to call in and talk to Julian, but I'm glad that he did get in the Persian blue. But there's a brother in call and asked about hernia. Julian had given him perfect information as it relates to the hernia. I've had 2 hernias.
Yes,
so
I understand.
I would share this with the brother. Just go and buy a jock strap until you get the surgery, so you could avoid a serious blood clot.
Oh boy!
So you need to do that right away, and Julian gave you the rest of the information. You must eat a high-fiber diet so you would avoid straining yourself when you're passing or defecating. That's the best advice I could give it.
Okay, but caller, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I asked the question about who pulling the strings, because I'm attentively watching the United States presidential campaign, and I see Kamala Harris has raised over $500 million, and they know what she getting.
Yeah, but you know where the power comes from.
And they know who it's coming from, so they know who is what and what is who. Why we can't do that here in our country?
The community is very powerful. This is why they threaten people that they would boycott this and boycott that. They actually are getting more privilege and preferences than ordinary people who are paying taxes.
Okay.
So their agenda will be hard because they Bo Peep. They voice in Bo Peep because they wouldn't even go look for their sheep.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I got you.
That's just the best way I could put it.
Okay.
And it's, the world is becoming a sad place because humanity was being steered from day one.
Okay.
So they're engineering us in the direction they want us to go.
Okay.
And that's just the way I see it. Even here, as we sit idly by as pathetic sheep. So if they kill us 1-1 and we sit by and keep crying, what you think will happen?
I got
everyone
you.
can be scared, but they
I got
think,
you.
come on, man.
Good call. Thank you, my brother. Caller, you on there? How you doing?
Thank God for life. How you doing?
Well, I right here, my brother. I right here catching that, but I can call it a good time.
You're better. You're alive, right?
Hey, any day above dirt is a good day.
Thank God for life. Thank God for all the pain and everything.
I tell you, if I don't feel the pain, then I know. If I feel the pain, I know I alive.
That's right.
At my age. So what's up?
Well, I say I ain't gonna waste time on Kamala or Tamala.
All right, yeah, that's fine. It's all Bahamas. What you saying?
Yeah. What's your name? Kamala, Tamala, or Pamela?
Kamala.
That's a C or
With a
T or
K.
P?
With a K. Kamala.
Oh, Kamala. Okay.
Yeah. Kamala Harris, yeah.
I like that name. Yeah. I would say if you think Brave them lying, sorry, the Prime Minister them lying, or not telling the truth, but the Port Authority owing $300 and something million. Why I ask you that, right?
Uh-huh.
I listened to the opposition leader. They had a press conference yesterday on the news this morning on the Guardian News. They saying that the question was asked by a reporter if, let's put it like this, when they win, right?
Uh-huh.
When they F&M, and you like it that way, right?
I hear you, brother.
Right?
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
When they win, right? If they drop the case against what's supposed to be arbitrating or in court or something against the Port Authority where the government saying they owe them $300. So what Michael Pintard, the leader of the opposition, is saying, paraphrasing what he said, they call, if they won't put it on the table in Parliament, give him a call, because the opposition leader is supposed to have communication with the Prime Minister on certain things.
Yes.
It's a national issue.
Yes.
And Michael Pintard is saying that he would stand with the government. He ain't wait until they win or till election to stand with the government. If the Port Authority owe the government, he said if the Port Authority owe the government should give them the information, let them know so they could stand with the government.
Yeah. And that's the question, to show them if you owe us 300, you owe us 50 million for this, 100 million for that, 100 million for this, and just show them, and then you can say, hey, pay us our money.
Mr. Davis, them lying. I mean,
I ain't gonna say he's lying, but then I'm not gonna say he's lying, but I just want to know what's going on. Show it to us. If it's there, show it to us. It should not be hard to show the public.
Thing out of it, and like the people, the Port Authority and Michael Pintard, the leader of the opposition, say they're making it bad for the Grand Bahama people. They're making it bad for business over there.
Yeah.
The business investors watching all of this foolishness what's going on. So if they could give the information to the public, to the media, to let us know, where this money come from or what they owe us for, then the opposition leader could stand with them like how they stand with the Grand Bahamian people against raising the light bill over there.
Yes.
PLPs, everyone was over there standing together.
It wasn't a big crowd, but anyway.
It wasn't a big crowd.
From what I heard, I don't know. I'm asking for somebody to send me a picture. I haven't seen a picture of the crowd. I haven't seen anything, so I don't know.
So they asking if the F&M and Michael Pintard get donations from the Port Authority, like Michael Pintard was saying. And me growing up around politics, I understand the Port Authority was given, and they give the PLP too for years.
And I'm sure they probably did, and as did Atlantis and all that. Yeah.
Talking about the best of things.
Yeah.
You know, and what Michael said is that, what the leader of the opposition said is that what Brave Davis need to do is let us know what the deal is with these private partner, how you say it, PPP?
Yeah, PPP. Let's go with PPP.
Yeah.
But no, they want to know with the contracts that have been given, show us who get what.
Because they're making it sound like Michael is the water boy. The leader of the opposition is the water boy. It sounds so cool saying Michael, but
put respect on his name, you
Amen.
know?
Yes.
Yeah, we must keep the respect on Brave Davis' name and Michael Pintard.
Yes.
So they need to let, because most of the people who are doing business right now with the government, like the leader was saying of the opposition, that a lot of them supported the government. They give donations and stuff like that. And you could look at this and say, well, this could be payback. Now, I think this is a small country, and all us deserve to make this money. This is our money, so I wouldn't go too far with it. But what I would say, I think Mr. Davis them have a duty to the Bahamian people to let us know what kind of deal you making with these Bahamian local business people.
Not just the local, the foreign ones too.
Foreign ones too.
Everyone, let's know what you're doing. This can't stop you from giving Papa a contract. You can't stop you from giving Papa. But let me know what you're giving Papa. I mean, I ain't talking about no little $1,500, $2,000. I'm talking.
We getting value for money. Let's
Yeah.
say they looking out for friends, family, and lovers. They spending $10 million on behalf of the Bahamian people, and then we got to pay them back 15 or 20. But we want to know how this deal. We want to know all of these settlements in court with the commissioner of police, his deputy.
How much money you get them? How much money we paying? Because that come out of my pocket.
What my boy named Frank? Who? Frank? What my boy named
Smith.
Frank, man.
Smith.
Frank Smith.
Yes.
He just get a big lump sum the other day. We need money for medicine. People contract us out here. That's another thing the leader of opposition talking about, what a lot of people ain't talking about. And guess what? Us PLPs, we ain't bad enough. And guess what? We know our party's spiteful. We know they don't play.
Pop, I got to go to break.
Come on the radio and talk about how we waiting for 5 months to get paid. People who waiting the road.
I heard that.
You understand?
Yeah.
We waiting for 5 and 6 months to get paid. And you know what they doing? They paying the rich people first.
Yep.
They finding the money. I talking about.
Papa, I got to go to break. My producer, you want to hear the music? Thank you, Papa. Thank you so much. This is Pearly and Talking Heads Thursdays, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We can take a break when we come back. Papa, if you want to call back, you can call back. We'll be right back.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan, Island Game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Imagine getting full flavor without your wallet judging you. We're taking value to a newer, crunchier level with our new KFC Snack Box. Packed with 1 piece of juicy fried chicken, crispy fries, and a buttery biscuit, all for just $5.35. Take a break and snack responsibly with a delicious, affordable KFC Snack Box. Order your new favorite deal online with Messenger or WhatsApp Hi to 557-3663 to start your KFC order today. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
Put your best foot forward this school year by shopping at John's for your back-to-school footwear needs from toddlers to college students. Have your child looking smart in a pair of Skechers, Nikes, Hush Puppies, Sperry brand styles, and many more. John's collection of durable and sharp styles will have your child stepping with confidence all year round. Need socks and a belt? John's has got you. And don't forget our new Spray Ground or J-Whirl backpack and lunch containers too. You can find all this and more with the best prices and customer service in town at John's on Rosetta Street and Carmichael Road.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for the buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
Yeah. One of these days, I can bust a toe in one of these stations, Mr. Producer, and start singing, but then everybody probably turn off the radio to be put in the basket and give it to me. Let's look at a couple of these texts. Let's see what we got here. Where we at? Okay, here we go. Good day. Many people are dissatisfied with the current situation. However, many people do not believe either party will bring change. Many tertiary educated are leaving the country and do not return home after finishing university abroad. Both major parties really do not change. They benefit from the status quo. Next text. Coming right to you now, caller. Don't go nowhere. Pearly, good day. Sound, good show. Seems like IRCA isn't sure if they are responsible for the Grand Bahama Power Company. A question was asked to them about their responsibility about the power company. They said they will have to deal with that another day and caused me to wonder. And the next text says here, got a couple more and then come to you, caller. Let me take this call and we'll read these other texts. Caller, on there. How you doing?
Yeah, I could have waited, but you said call back. Listen,
Yeah.
what
I know you were saying
right,
something. I cut you off, so I want you to finish what you were saying.
Yeah, what I was saying, right? You see the Fox man, Dr. Fox from the Fox Foundation.
Uh-huh. What you mean, babe? The doctor, not Dr. Fox, you mean Agent Fox?
Yeah, but we call him Dr.
Oh, you call him Dr. No, because I know Dr. Nicholas Fox. That's why I said.
No, no. I think he's a doctor, just like the deputy leader of the Free National
I
Movement.
got you.
Doctor.
All right, okay.
Doctor.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, but I like the things what I hear him doing for the people, not just in Campbell, for the whole country, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's one of those persons I hear the other day. I think he might be doing part PPPs with the government.
Okay.
But like we say, foreign or local Bahamian business persons, we won't know. Like the other day, they say the Ministry of Education, they've been on TV, the Prime Minister talking about he grew up swimming and he wants swimming in all the schools. Some of us want to know if Adrian Fox building them pools for us free, or if we have to pay back for it.
He building pools? He's building pools? Is he building pools?
Huh?
Is announced that he's building pools?
In the primary schools, in the government primary schools.
Okay.
Yeah, this from a couple of weeks ago, and we wanted to know if it's free. And if it ain't free, it's okay, because I think he can do a great job. But we want to know, like, what kind of deal they make, what the Bahamian people got to pay back. If they got to pay back anything. The issue with the police commissioner and the probe going on and them saying the FBI is here.
They say the FBI coming. I think they say the FBI coming. I know if the FBI
The national movement might could do this early.
Uh-huh.
They need to reach out with the family members of those murder victims who was on that probe tape recording, that voicemail, and they need to rise up a little bit and ask the question: what are the FBI doing here? Is it any truth what our government or our police force is saying that the reason why they're here? Call over there to the main office or whatsoever and find out exactly what they're here, because they could be here for, like I say earlier, the whistleblower. He say he working with them, and he's the one who break the tape or the information to the Bahamian people and to the world. So we will find out if the FBI here to work with them with that probe tape, or they investigating them because of the allegations what was made against them. And where Ron Pinder come from? Did you hear Ron Pinder on the news?
What did he have to say?
I think he's some kind of ambassador somewhere in the world for the Bahamas.
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember.
He was shooting us down who feel like the Prime Minister was traveling too much.
Yeah.
He said Russell was making noise and stuff. Like paraphrasing what he said. He said this conference what they having over here is because of the traveling of the Prime Minister, bringing that here, and this conference costs a lot of money.
What we getting from the conference? What are the benefits we getting? I mean, they try to preach that we get this, we get it, but things breaking down here in this country, and we need our Prime Minister
they
here.
Can't even keep the water
fixing things here. Plenty of the trips he don't have to go on. Plenty of the trips you can send a minister, you can send a PS, you can send someone else.
I agree.
Right.
The Prime Minister need the rest.
You in bed, sick, can't go to Fox today, but you in another country watching somebody get inaugurated.
If we get all of Glenn and Santa Martin and Warren Miller, them could represent him and do things to him. I don't know where Ron Pinder come from. I don't know what that is Ron Pinder dealing with. That sound like he had anger issues or something going on.
Well, under 3 years, and you serve ambassador for 3 years, and then you get renewed, right?
They know what time it is. They know just how the Bahamian people feel.
You leave that right now. There. Thanks, Papa. Text says, good afternoon, Pearly. I made a trip to Marathon PLP constituency office yesterday to inquire about the garbage that hasn't been collected in nearly 2 weeks, but they were out to lunch, quote unquote. I took the number of the office on the office door and called multiple times, but they must have been out to lunch past 5 p.m. Strongly contemplating putting empty garbage bins in front of the constituency office. It seems we got the worst PLP MP in Marathon. If they aren't quietly poisoning us with gas leaks, then they are poisoning us with the fumes of days-old garbage. Why can't the MP get the basics right? Not only Marathon suffering, but they ain't collecting garbage all over the place. This has been probably one of the worst garbage collections in years. Question, why aren't we asked GPPA to disclose what the government is billing them for? Is it because it is legal? They must have been given a bill as to how this amount was calculated. The argument is we don't owe you that. So show us what we owe you that for. And you know, we telling Grand Bahama, the government is saying that the Grand Bahama Port Authority owe them that money. So the government is the owners on the government to produce us with an invoice, a bill, so that we know what's going on. That's the bottom line. Great show as usual. I don't understand why people so concerned if Pintard get from the port, because it ain't like he getting money from FDX. Ooh. Now that's some money you may not want. Great show as usual. Tell Papa nothing is life is free. Great show as usual, Pearly. All this killing happening in Nassau, then we will get mad when the American embassy posts a travel advisory. Boy, I tell you. Pearly, wasn't Ron Pinder the one who officiated a gay wedding? Now see, you see. Listen, I hear a lot of people aren't being paid. And I don't know how true this is, so I'm gonna say it's alleged. It is alleged. You can't say I Pearly say this happened and I heard that the reserve police officers in Grand Bahama ain't getting paid. I heard there's a lot of contract workers ain't getting paid. I heard the people who worked the by-election in West Grand Bahama, Bimini last year, October, November, did not get paid. What's going on? I hear a lot of people saying they're not getting paid. I heard the people who did the lunch vending for the kids took forever to get paid, and I don't know if all of them been paid. What's going on? Why are these people not being paid their monies? Why is it 3, 4, 5, and 6 bills? They have to buy supplies. They have to pay their light bill as well. And so when they get it, why are we not being paid? Is it true? If it's true, why are they not being paid? If they are being paid, when? We just want to know. We're only asking questions that we're entitled to because you're spending taxpayers' money. We're entitled to know these things. We ain't ask you what your light bill is. We ain't ask you what your school fees are. We ask you people who have contracts with the government of the Bahamas, which means they have a contract with the people of the Bahamas, why they ain't get paid. What they get paid. Now, some of them don't need to get, I can say this and get mad at me. Some of them don't need to get, because I see plenty of road that the verge is looking bad. And then you see around the 27, like today and tomorrow, they can be cleaning up the verges and working hard, cutting grass and cutting up and everything so they can get their check next week. Shouldn't there be an ongoing maintenance of these roads? Like doing something at least once or twice a week? Just to make sure you don't have to work hard at the end of the month like that? I mean, that makes sense to me. But what's going on? But tell us. We need to know. We need to know. Great show as usual. A lot of people are not paid because they got their contracts after the budget was passed. No money there for them. Listen, I got a contract. I ain't care when the budget passed or when the budget ain't passed. If I have a contract, pay me. If I do the work, pay me. If I do the work well, pay me. Those fellas who collecting garbage, they getting good money. They ain't no $50 contract. They big contracts, and we can't get our garbage collected properly. Particularly over the hill, where there's a rodent problem and a stray dog problem. You know how much times you got your gate closed, everything, and they still finding the way in your yard knocking your garbage over. Then you got to clean that up. Twice a week, then collect it twice a week. Why we have so many potholes in the roads? Oh, and I did say yesterday in the show, and I'm going to say it again today, the crater, that ain't a pothole, that was a crater that was on Bay Lily just before you get to Sea Breeze Lane has been fixed. Thank you so much. But you could have drive right around the corner to Joe Finan Road and finish patching those holes around there. I firmly believe there are no roads on this island that don't have potholes. Everywhere you go, every side corner, everywhere you go, there's a pothole somewhere. I know the tire companies, them ain't rowing. They upset about it because they making the money, because once you go, you bust your tire, you got to go buy new tires. The used car deal is cleaning up. But if I'm paying so much money for my license every year, and you get all these cars on the road, shouldn't a part of that be allotted to fixing these potholes? I knew we used to have what they call the pothole patrol. They on strike or they playing domino all day. And don't be mad at me because I getting on you because you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. There's no reason why if I drive up East Street and see a pothole, I should come back next week and that same pothole right there. There's no reason why if you're coming on the Eastern Road, getting ready to turn onto Shirley Street, that hole been there for years. Not weeks, years, months. Why is it still there? If you don't remember to stay right in that lane, you hit the hole and mess up your tire. What we doing? What are we doing? We just collecting a check every month and ain't doing our jobs? I'm a stickler for customer service. I'm a stickler for making things happen. So excuse me if you're getting mad at me, but I can tell. I calling it today is the let's get off day. Call you on the air.
Hey, Pearly.
Hey.
What's up, boy? Look here. This country, everything goes. You know, one time ago, the government used to clean the road. If you remember correctly.
Yeah, they had people hired that worked. Yeah, that did it, yes.
And to me, that was more effective. Now, I think if you drive some areas, the road growing over, the bush growing over the sidewalk.
Yeah, because they can wait till this weekend, all them working. If you drive around and this a rainy weekend, so plenty working get done. People are there cutting it now.
No, what I realized when the government hired the people full time to do the road, I think it was better. Some of these fellas who get the contract, now I ain't blaming them.
Yeah.
Some do a good job, and some, to me, you know, let's say you got a little tree branch going out to the road. They don't grab the cutlass and cut the tree. They cut around that, and then the grass the bush take over.
Yeah.
And then it'll be in the road again.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm trying to get around, I think when the government has the people employed full time doing the road, I think that's better. In some areas.
But the same. All right, the government hire me and you.
Now, see, some of these guys got big contracts for that road, and then some people say, well, the government must take long to pay.
They probably, and that's what I'm hearing a lot of complaints about that, and I'm trying to get confirmation as to whether these people are being paid. And listen, if I do in the week and I work for 3 months, you didn't pay me, I can tend not to want to do the job.
Yeah, but you know, we saying that, but then they still got the old 7 and 6. I talked to one guy today. He said he did some work for the government, build a house and fix up. He said, man, they take over 6 months to pay him. Say one house they ain't paying for yet. They let it go. But that's our problem. That's our problem with we have around here. We give this word out contract, and these contracts don't be no little bit of money.
No.
So what they need to do, you have a lot of people who ain't got no job. You know, go back back in the old days, and let's see if that'll be more effective. Because I think, you know, the story go both ways. Sometimes the people ain't getting paid, and sometimes the people ain't
contract if you ain't get equipment to do the job.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, well, you know, we go, they get one little lawnmower, and that can't cut the mustard, and then you got the ones who may be doing the job, then the government don't pay them, and then the bush go right back up.
Yeah. But I got a next question to ask. Monday morning, will these government schools be ready? Because I drive in here today, I see plenty of people still painting today, and school's supposed to open today. It's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. In 4 days, school's supposed to be open. Are they going to be ready? I hear no. I hear plenty of them not going to be ready.
Let me get this in there. You know who in charge, who getting all the money for the paint, eh?
I ain't getting there.
All right, then. That's all I got to say.
I hear you.
That's how we go around here.
But guess what?
Foolishness.
I don't have a problem buying the paint from him, you know. But my thing is that paint the building, get the paint early enough.
Yeah, you ain't got, but that's the fellow who owed $30 million.
But maybe you take some back and you take some out and put it back.
I don't really know. But I want to say some more things, but I can talk to you another day.
Okay, brother, I appreciate you. The text, government money has come slow. This one says, good day, Pearly. Bahamians do not want change and do not understand governance. What is needed in the country is real local government. However, the FNM and the PLP do not want that. The Bahamians who live abroad in Canada need to come back home and teach Bahamians here how to run a government. The PLP and the FNM combined together cannot collect garbage in Toronto. The Bahamas should simply become a province. See, we are independent and Jamaica becoming a state, a province, and no country. Not my country. Pearly, you raised a good point about garbage, but who is responsible for trash and clothing thrown in the road? Which government department is that? But to answer your question, roads over Paradise Island near Atlantis never have potholes and the lanes are painted. Because that's why certain people love the PLP pure slackness. The people with contracts always get away with slackness, collecting money and not doing the job. And the members of parliament don't care. These texts I'm reading now, this ain't me. Let's take this call. I call you on there. How you doing?
First,
what's up?
I feel like talking Bahamian is to you all Bahamian.
Go ahead, my brother.
You wouldn't start him right on point, but Y'all ain't tired beating up y'all come here. I want to talk to him and y'all.
I ain't never tired beating up my gun because I figure the more you got to keep rowing and you got to keep pushing and you keep rowing. The PLP became a party in 56, did not win the government till 67. The FNM became a party in 71, did not win the government till 92. They did not stop.
But Pearly, it seems like all they have to do is row, because rowing without wakes is dead.
Okay, all right, I hear you.
Rowing without wakes is dead, man. 51 years of rowing, that's it. And y'all talking about roads? Everything in this country is politics. You can't even get the bathroom fixed depending on what government in on the beach. Depending on which government in. The bathroom can't fix. You understand me?
I got you.
And the road wakes go with one political party, the Red Party. We know that. When they could do $200 million with the road, and when the other one come in, he got to get another $100 million to patch it. And once they this other one in, the roads ain't gonna get fixed. What you talking about, but anyway? What you in the rowing about? What's in the rowing about, baby?
I can keep rowing because I want to see it right, and I can row till it get right.
Yeah, but let's do some walking with that rowing.
I agree. I bet you. Call me, I can be there.
Okay, then. Good.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling. Call you on there. How you doing?
Yeah, Piles, what's going on?
Hey, what do you say, Muff?
Yeah, but the thing about it, Piles, is 6 months ago, the Minister of Works, the Honorable Clay Sweeten, say, they spending $100 million, 5 team, and they spending $100 million. Buddy, $100 million, we could have overpass. I could get up on overpass down by Porky, down by me, and get off downtown. I could get on overpass on Blue Road and get off by the airport. You know, go on East Street and get off on overpass, Old Yamacraw Beach and things with $100 million. Man, it's $100 million spending with all these potholes and things around here.
That's the question to ask. Where it's spending?
And just before the break, let me say this. This one I have a problem with too, man, Pearly.
Okay.
Anyone can check this out for themselves, man. When all was by Sammy's Kitchen on East Street,
yep.
They patched the roll. I want someone come and drive and roll over and see if that's satisfaction. If that person deserves to get paid. See if they get value for money.
That bad.
There was a big hole in the front of Zion South Beach on Zion Boulevard. Right? A company being there to fix it. It was so jacked up. You wouldn't believe the next day, right after that, the next company come there, dig that all the mix up, and then fix that again.
Wow.
All type of foolishness going on out there.
Well, we got to get it right. We got to get it right.
We got to get it right. This government joking, but they spending so much money wastefully and they ain't checking. Like you all talking about people ain't getting paid. Yeah, like Papa say Frank Smith get paid. Kendrick Dawson get paid. The 4 police commissioners get paid. Yeah, their people get paid.
Muff, I can let you go because you calling you the last caller. Call you on there. What's up?
Hi, Pearly.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Thank God for life. You got 30
Amen
seconds. My producer to me, I have to be off in a couple of seconds.
Okay. Listen. It doesn't matter what color is in, the roads can get paid. The difference is the companies that are used and the amount that the persons who are in are asking for. Because if you don't get paid, because they bargain with them and they stand out tender and get in different quotes and take what would come.
I got you.
Instead, trying to make sure get friends and families and lovers in. Therefore, the work never get done. They just pave the road hole today. I watched them patch the hole. They put the tire in the hole. So now when you go, you're still dropping in the hole.
Wow. They ain't level it.
They ain't level it.
All right, caller. Thanks for calling. Oh, Lord. Let me read these couple of texts before we go. Hi, Pearly. Great show. The people have been campaigning ever since the election, so this thing with the port is a ploy, trying to squeeze money from whoever and from wherever and whoever they can. They are owing small contractors for 8 months and don't pay. I want to know about our money. All they paid to the police chief and ex-MPs and who have big contract. Is this right? Great show as usual. Pearly, you mean doing architect work, getting paid peanuts, and garbage pickup, getting paid more. Pearly, you should have told me this 25 years ago. Pearly, it's amazing how Freeport Road is so excellent. Guess what? Pearly, the Port Authority fixed the road, but we pay the government to drive on these roads. Government front spend a time to repair those roads. They only collect the money. And the last text says, hey, Pearly, TG Glover School grass is so high, a few guys using small lawnmowers to cut the grass is not working. The grass is too high. What's up with that? Thank you so much for the calls. Thank you for the texts. When we get back, we can talk some sports. Hey, so time for the NFL, and I'm excited. This has been Pearly on Guardian Radio 96.9 Talking Heads Thursdays. We got a quick break. Cuban Willie got those numbers for you. And then we got the news. And when we come back, we'll talk sports. See you in a bit.
Catching a fire. Showed you I loved you, you called me a
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. Magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
KFC Bucket Meals, now with large sides. Make your wallet happier with a KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers in peace. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, De Gregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama Market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News sales representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's numerology report. Brought to you by the Island Game.
Wepa, soy Joe Cuban Willie one more time for you mind with my numerology report brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. Today is Thursday, and I got the cuatro pelotas for you. The 7984. 7984, that's your football for today. Play it and win with the Island Game. Stay winning, my friend.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's pension plan, Island Game, keep you winning. Percy's pension, you live it. Percy's pension plan, Island Game, we got you. Percy's pension plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, don't play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
Earl the Pearl on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
They say the sun and I shine for
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Eddie Menace Live, Fine Threads, First Caribbean Bank, Janae's Uniform Center, John's Department Store, Jerkers Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, Print Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
You almost get me singing. This is Pearly, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Talking Heads Thursday, time for sports. You know I got my flag football crew in here, but before we get to that, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. You can text me at 422-4796. That's 422-4796. Powered by BTC. So good to be back in. Oh, one text I didn't read the text. It said, well, what happened to the Ministry of Works? So I had to read that text because I don't want them around me tell me I don't read the texts. But I'm so happy to be here. Good to talk some sports. We can talk a little flag football, then we can get into some NFL football, then we can get into the picks. But just before we get into that, shall we get into today in sports history? Why am I pressing the wrong thing? Today is Thursday, August 29th, 2024, and today in sports history, and not many, in 1885, the first prize fight under the Marquis of Quisenberry rules were held in Cincinnati, Ohio. John L. Sullivan defeated Dominic McCaffrey in 6 rounds. In 1892, Pop Billy Shriver, Chicago Cubs, caught a ball that was dropped from the top of the Washington Monument in Washington, D.C. That must have hurt. And then lastly, in 1971, Hank Aaron became the first baseball player in the National League to hit 100 or more home runs. Oh, there are a couple more. They have one little commercial thing in the middle there, sorry. In 1977, Lou Brock brought his total of stolen bases to 893. The record he beat was held by Ty Cobb for 49 years. In 1994, Mario Lemieux announced that he would be taking a medical leave of absence due to fatigue. An after effect of his 1993 radiation treatment, he would sit out the National Hockey League 1994-1995 season. And lastly, in 1995, at the O.J. Simpson trial, tapes of Mark Furman were played. The recordings were of Furman making racial comments. And sports quote of the day, my family was so poor they couldn't afford kids. The lady, I heard that before. But he ended up being one of the most successful golfers in golf history, and he didn't die poor. So what's happening?
Not much. Okay, how are you?
I write. How they say it? I write chill. But let's get into the local scene brought to you by Burger King. Sports. Jazz hits 22nd home run. Bahamian star collects 2 hits, raises average to 258. But the Yankees rolling. Bahamians hit the stage at USA Powerlifting Raw Nationals. And Sanders shines at the Goodwill Swimming Championship. He really did well. He really did well. I got to congratulate him for that. That's Donald Sanders Jr. That's the son of the late Don Sanders who was killed earlier. Proud of you, Donald Jr. Really proud of you. Keep doing up the work. Keep watching. I keep looking out and watching what you're doing. Who's in and who's out? Who's in? Flag football is in. Muffy, who you got here with you?
I have Coach Anae with us today.
Coach Anae.
Yes.
Now, what's Coach Anae famous? Because she's got a pretty smile now. You married?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you have a husband, a boyfriend?
Oh, Lord.
I am single.
You don't have to answer all them questions.
She wears many hats, actually, with our league. So she is a coach with our 6 to 9 and 10 to 13 age division. That's for regular season. And when it comes to our traveling team, she is what we're going to call the 10 and under, because that's what they are, the 10 and under coach for that team. And then she also handles a lot of all of our, I'm going to say, social media. So she is what you will see on our Facebook and our Instagram. It all happens
She's the Facebook queen.
That's her.
How many times you been in Facebook jail?
Never.
I saw an ad the other day. Fella say he can stand bail for people in Facebook because he know he can make plenty money. I've been noticing, and not in NFL and sports around, a lot of women are getting involved in the men's sports. A lot of women are coaching. So when I see a female coach in football, you love football that much?
Yes, I've been playing flag for 13 years.
Okay. What about, let me before we get into what's your NFL team?
Patriots.
Why are you in here? You know ain't nothing happening for the Patriots, right? But you know what? I can tell you I admire you because 9.5 out of 10 people who were Patriots fans don't vote for the Patriots no more because I retired with Brady. Yeah. I laughed with Brady. I retired with Brady.
They were Brady fans.
I retired with Jordan. Retired. Yeah.
Not Patriot fans.
But you're a Patriot fan. You've been a Patriot fan from Steve Grogan or
no? I just got into the game probably about 2 years before I started playing flag.
Okay.
So I'm not a way back in the day.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yes.
And you watch football, so you can't wait for next weekend.
I can't wait.
Okay, but let's talk about what's happening this weekend.
Yes.
So tell me, the season kicks off on Saturday. What time?
Well, so we're going to be splitting up the times, but when it comes to registration, which is the most important part,
that's what I want to know.
We just you can come out as early as 11:30.
When she says early, I thought she was going to say early as 7:30.
No, sir.
11:30 when the sun.
11:30.
So you can come out as early if you could happen to get out of bed by 11:30.
Well, there's other sports going on.
That's
there's
true.
Also parents might even be in the last minute rush of the last minute school things, to pick up or whatever.
I don't miss that, I don't miss that at all. I don't miss that at all. I tease my son, he got to run around my grandson. I don't miss that.
No. Well,
so 11:30 is, and how long that lasts for?
Well, technically, I'm saying that they can come as early as 11:30 because that we will be on site by then, right?
Okay.
So we're gonna have our 6 to 9 age division first, and then our 10 to 13 kids will be coming at 1, and then our 14 to 17-year-old kids will be coming at 2. So we're staggering the times of the kids coming for the registration purposes, so that we're not bombarded with a bunch of people all at once, right? Okay. So to make it easier, that's why we've done that. So 6 to 9 will be first, and as I said, they're going to start at noon, but we will be on site from 11, but we'll be taking registration.
Are games being played on Saturday?
No. So
this is just registration.
Registration and training. So
Okay.
basically our first 4 to 5 weeks of our program in general is all about teaching them the fundamentals of the game. So
Okay.
we do about 5 to 6 stations. They go to each station in rotations, obviously water breaks in between. And at each station they're learning something different that is going to be teaching them the game at the end, right?
Okay.
So we'll have quarterback stations, we'll have footwork stations, we'll have flag pulling, which would be defense. What else? Well, a bunch of different.
Okay.
We might even have more than one defensive,
Okay.
station and more than one throwing station.
Depends.
At the end of the day, that's what they're going to be doing in the first 4 to 5 weeks.
So, Coach Nate, how difficult it is to coach 6 to 9 years? Because them children don't keep still.
It requires lots of patience.
Okay.
A lot.
You have kids playing?
I don't have any kids playing.
Okay.
But
See,
it
you didn't
requires a lot.
answer the question right. You're supposed to say, yes, I have kids playing. I have 500 kids playing. I have 50 kids playing. They're all my kids.
They are.
I asked my sister how many kids she gets. She said, I said she's get over 1,000. I said, we can get over 1,000. She said, how many kids I've taught over the years. They're all my kids.
That's how I feel.
Okay.
Yes.
And what's the joy you get? I mean, why are you coaching? Why? And I mean, I can be chauvinistic here. Why a woman coaching? Why would I want a woman coaching my son?
Well, I mean, the sport has advanced so much
Okay.
in the past few years.
Uh-huh.
And if you look at flag football in the U.S., women are playing just as well as men.
Okay.
And we want to continue that trend here as well. We want to grow the sport. There are opportunities for girls just as well as boys playing football in college now.
Okay.
There are sponsorship opportunities for girls in college.
Yes.
And so we want to make sure that our kids are available to do that. And a girl would feel more comfortable seeing a woman's face coaching them, and it would inspire them to be a better player.
Okay. Are you still playing?
I am.
Okay. And which team you play for?
My team is called the Hawks.
I'm an Avenger fan. The Avenger still exists, right? Let me tell you. I tell you this is how I became an Avenger. I was in a restaurant getting some food, and these two girls, and then we started talking, and they tell me they play for the Avenger. I said, okay, I'm an Avenger fan now. I can tell you, if they walk in here right now, I wouldn't know who they are.
But some
BFFL.
Okay, no. But so, how long you been coaching the kids?
as long as us.
Yes,
So
yeah.
that would be going on
From
9
we first
years.
started, yeah.
So how did you feel? And I mean, these may be some crazy questions. How did you feel knowing your first game you were coaching? Were you nervous?
Actually,
did
no,
you
it
do a
was-
lot of studying the night before and plan all these plays that obviously you probably didn't use most of them, but
No, actually, when we first started out, we were not as organized as we are now.
Okay.
So back then, when we first started, we were doing a lot of it for fun.
okay.
We still do it for fun now, but you get the big trophies at the end of the season and
how many
bragging
cha-
rights.
How many championships you have in the 9 years?
Well,
9?
we just started getting trophies, about 3 or 4 years ago?
At 20, no, the 20.
Now 4 years ago would have been the heart of the pandemic.
I think, yeah, that's okay though. 2019.
Okay.
I think we've actually been doing trophies from 2017 actually.
Mm.
2017 would have been, but that was our first year.
Yes.
Our first year. So our very, very first year, they, only the
We had
winners
yes.
got
Yeah,
a little
only the
trophy.
kids
What
got
she
little
means, when she
trophies, yes.
means we've been getting trophies, she means the
coaches,
coaches and the big trophies.
So how many
So
of them you
I
got?
have 2 championships back to back.
Yeah.
So you won last year and the year before?
Yes.
And how did your team look this year?
I don't know yet.
Oh, yeah, 'cause you haven't-
So
yeah,
yes, and
yeah.
we'll be doing a draft for our players this season.
Okay.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Have you ever just seen a kid and says, boy, they got potential. I won't draft them.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
that's my-
Hold on. Last season,
But we know certain coaches,
And they-
didn't do his homework. We ain't gonna talk about that.
exactly, stand up for himself.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, last year, Anae was walking around, right? And I was looking at Anae and I was like, Anae, and Anae goes, shh, 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 shh. She had already plotted on one of the kids, which ended up being on her team anyway.
Do you take notes or you just do mental notes? Do you actually write down Pearly, got good speed?
She's a woman,
good
so you know what that
hands?
means? She has it all
I
up
take
here.
mental notes.
Yeah, don't
When
get
we
no,
see
don't get
you-
no row, lady.
And I don't share.
You'll never forget.
I don't
We
share
don't
my opinions with any other coach because when draft day comes, I want to be focused, and I don't want them looking at my kids either.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
She was probably the very first coach I noticed on the field during our regular drills,
Uh-huh.
paying attention and watching, and then I would see the look. And I knew when I saw the look on her face, that was on her list. And then day of, she had her paper flipped upside down. She didn't want no one looking at it. And when it was her turn, she's like, this one, this one, this one. And then all the other coaches like, Anae, how do you know their name off the, like, without, and she's
and
like,
you actually remember everything off the top of your head? You don't write nothing down?
I know the kids. I watch them and I just observe and see who has the most potential and make mental notes. And draft day, I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm. And that's how draft day is supposed to work.
Somebody asked me, what is pickleball? I don't know why they can, in the middle of us talking about flag football, you can ask me what pickleball. I'll explain to you after they go, I don't know what pickleball. So, have you ever thought about coaching up rank, like maybe under 14 or older kids? Or you just prefer the younger kids?
I coach 10 to 13 as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So your championships in which division?
My back-to-back championships have been with 6 to 9.
So you haven't won under the 10 to 13 yet?
10 to 13.
Yes,
I won 1 year.
Okay.
Not last year before last, I think.
So do you like rub it into the men and say, it's great, beat you all today?
Not really. I'm
No?
pretty humble.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Do you get a lot? I mean, do you guys get an... I'm so fascinated by this. Because
the coaches do get into...
Yes, we do. We try not to do it in front of the kids, but...
The kids, the coach, like I told you from last week, the coaches are very, very competitive on their own, right? Because a lot of our coaches, not all, because I was going to say almost all, but not really. But a lot of our coaches actually play flag football.
Okay.
So they're already competitive when they're playing. So when they're seeing each other on Sundays playing flag football for themselves, when they're coming Saturday, they're like, oh, well, I didn't beat you last week in adult league, but watch today in the kids. My kid's gonna beat you, or we're gonna 27-0, and they'll have their little smack talk, and then in our chat that we have, they'll have their little smack talk about
and the kids ain't taking it as serious as them.
Not some. Some kids take it quite seriously, and then some kids don't. So it all depends on the kid. Like my son, as I told you,
he's very
cries.
Yeah.
Like he had a full blown crying meltdown. And it didn't. The boy
he cried on the field.
Yes,
right in the middle of the game.
He was so up. No, he was like so pissed because he threw the ball and his receiver didn't catch it, and he knows he's not allowed to like scream and yell at the other kid for not catching the ball. So he's like, and getting like frustrated because that was when he was playing against his daddy, and of course,
and he won't beat daddy,
and he had to beat daddy.
Did he win? He won though, right?
He won.
Yeah. Let me ask this question. We ain't calling no names. Is there a particular coach who think they know everything and can't win? Why are you all laughing? Did I knock somebody's... Did I... You know that coach who's the expert coach, and you need to coach like this, you need to do like that, but they always getting beat.
Close enough. We have something similar.
Yes.
Okay. I
think every league has that.
Probably so, yeah. Yes. Probably so.
It can be entertaining, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it can be.
We have a lot of entertainment.
Let's wrap up. So Saturday at 11:30, as early as 11:30.
Yes, as early.
Well, that's the 6 to 9 year olds.
Yep, and then after that, at 1 we have 10 to 13, and at 2 we have 14 to 17. Obviously,
so it's just 3 divisions, right?
Yeah, we have them divided into just 3 age groups. That doesn't mean that obviously somebody that has a child in the 10 to 13 can't come ahead of time to make sure that their child is ready for the 1 o'clock. Because when we start, we want to be able to have the kids on the field at those times.
So they need to come earlier.
So we want you to come earlier to make sure.
Okay.
But again, also something I mentioned last week, is we do online registration, right?
And how do they do that?
Online registration, they have to go to our Facebook page,
which
is Bahamas Youth Flag Football League.
Written out, Bahamas, not...
Yes. It's written out in full.
Bahamas Youth Flag Football League.
Yes. On our page, you'll see our flyer that says, season opening, and their link is attached to that.
Just click on that.
And once they click on that, it's an online registration. We remain out, but if they are not able to, we will have someone on site.
There's 2 bills, right?
Doing the online.
2 bills a player, right? 200 a player, right?
200, yes, sir.
You have a machine out there, so they come with a card. So
no card, cash or check,
bank transfer,
or bank transfer
is most preferable.
And bank transfer is most
preferable. And all that information is on the
Everything
Facebook page.
Is on the Facebook.
All that information is on the flyer.
Yes.
So they know what to do. And before you to register early, take a screenshot of your receipt.
Correct.
And come
then
and bring it out there and get your gear and get ready.
Correct.
And you get a uniform for the new players.
They'll be getting a shirt, a pants, and a flag belt. That's what we consider uniform.
Uh-huh.
So they'll be getting that.
And the flag on the flag belt, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just making sure, you give me a belt and no flag, I gotta go find my flag.
BYFFL branded.
Yes,
Okay,
flags.
wonderful. Okay. And you expect a growth in players this year?
Most definitely. Earlier in the year, you would have known because we had players and coaches and Jason here during our spring bowl. So we had a mini season earlier in the year, and so in that mini season, we had a lot of newcomers.
Okay.
Those children, obviously, we would hope, are now going to be coming into the main season, which is
Okay.
what this season is.
Got a taste of it and like it.
Got a taste of it, like it. They're going to join in, and now that they're going to join in, they would add to the numbers that we had from last year. So that's automatic growth. And
Okay.
then we have had a lot of interest on new people asking about the league as it is, so they're registering as well. So that's an extra added amount. And then, like we told you last week, we have some of our high school teams that
Yeah.
are not normally a part of our league that will be coming and playing along with their coaches and their teams, but getting some of our training at the beginning.
So the high school league will be within the regular season, the regular league?
Some, not all. So
Okay.
so we had a couple schools that, came into our high school tournament.
Yeah.
And so our way of adding some support to those schools is inviting them with their coaches to come to our regular season so that the coaches and the kids can work together. The kids can get some of our training within the first 4 to 5 weeks. And then when they go into games, when they play together, they're going to build a little bit more chemistry. So when
Okay.
high school season comes around, boom, they'll be able to be on the same level as the other teams that have that.
Okay. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
So we all set for Saturday. You got all the gears in, and you ain't got to run to the goalpost to pick up nothing like that. You got everything.
We have everything.
So we all ready to go.
We're all ready to go, and we're
So
extremely excited.
Next Thursday, I only want to see winners. Bring me maybe a couple coaches or maybe a couple players from the winning teams or the first. No games from
no
no
games.
games.
So we can still bring you, obviously.
Bring that hard mode coach.
Yeah,
Who's supposed to come and didn't come.
Yeah,
They ain't call his name today.
No, we're gonna bring
And
him.
then you're always welcome, darling.
Yeah.
Always welcome.
We'll bring him, and then we'll bring you some extras.
And bring a couple of kids.
We can always
couple of veterans,
snag a few.
Maybe 1 or 2 first time players. So just get. I just want. I want people to get a feel of what it's like. What it's all about.
I agree.
And I have them come in and talk a little bit about it, because it's a growing sport and you're doing well here.
Sounds good.
Sounds
we'll
good.
definitely do that. Yes.
And Coach Janae, y'all might win 3 games. They're talking about the Patriots.
Well, that's fine. We're
this
in
is
a
Steeler fan. This
rebuilding
is your
stage.
Steeler fan.
I'm a Steeler fan, and we
You know, might
got
not
some
make
really
the playoffs.
good.
Might not. This might be the first year the Steelers don't have a winning record.
What?
Yes, but that quarterback y'all get, Russell.
Well, listen. Don't watch preseason and think that you know how the season is going.
I don't.
To go.
I actually never. I never watch more than the first quarter of any preseason game.
Okay.
Because by the third quarter, the fellas win. Bunch of them fellas who I watched one game in the fourth quarter the other day, and I noticed. Yeah, so it didn't matter.
So, but anyway, we recruited a lot of good players. I am a little more hopeful this year than I have in the last 2
You're
years.
gonna have your feelings hurt. After week
It
2,
better
you're gonna be
not.
calling for
I'm
Russell
hoping-
Head.
I'm hoping not, because my feelings were hurt last year, and I
They
was
can get hurt
very
again this year. I saw you.
I
And Coach, they can be right here with losing records.
I almost stopped watching. Actually, I did stop watching the games at the end because I was like, I can't do it anymore. I was getting pissed off in my own.
That's all right. You're getting pissed off in your own house.
In my own house, watching a television. I can't have that. So I'm hoping this year it's a better year.
Yeah, this Miami, yes, right?
No.
Again?
That is.
See?
Thank you.
See, I just tell you welcome me, and now you're trying to wear out your welcome. What's this about? What is this about?
Every year they
I'm
think
just
it's a
asking a
Miami Dolphin
question.
year.
No, actually, I don't say that.
Okay.
I don't say this I hear because I hear it so many times. But I just have a feeling that Miami. I'm not saying they're gonna win the Super Bowl this year, but I think you're gonna see Miami at least get a first round win.
I think
in the playoffs.
they've gotten enough players that actually you do look like you have a solid team.
But they get a lot of injuries if everybody
But
come
I was
back
going to
healthy.
say the same thing. You
Yeah.
have injuries. So
But I
we'll
always
see.
say I'd rather be hurt in September than be hurt in December.
That's true.
All right, so it's better to get them. OBJ will be back in 4 weeks. A couple other players will be back, So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, but I'm so happy to have you here again.
Good
Tell
to be
Mr.
here.
J. Tell Mr. J. That's why we ain't miss him too much today.
No, you had all the pretty ladies in
Yeah,
there.
hey, you know, hey, salt and pepper. Hey. Mr. Producer, let's take our first break. When we come back, we can talk a little more sports. We can talk some football. We can talk some baseball. We got our picks. And then we got an interesting final 12. Should Dallas get rid of their quarterback? We'll be right back. This is Pearly, Guardian Radio, Talking Heads, Thursday, 96.9 FM. We'll see you in a minute.
Oh, no, 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 no. Baby, tell me I'm gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can praise God in the moonlight.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's pension plan, Island game, keep you winning. Percy's pension plan, dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's pension plan, Island game, we got you. Percy's pension plan, from the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island game.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Join us in helping to support the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel. When doing your shopping at Janae's Uniform Center, just drop your coins or more in the special donation box.
You can also help by donating vitamins, snacks, medicines, books, and more.
Visit the Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel directly, or you can donate online at bceh242.org or call 361-4124 or 807-6155.
And thank you for helping us.
The Bahamas Children's Emergency Hostel. Together, we can make a difference.
Nassau, get ready for a night you simply won't want to miss. For the first time in over 40 years, experience an evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruiseport on Saturday, October 5th. Tickets are to.com or go to the Nassau Cruiseport box office, located in the Junkanoo Museum. Joining Eddie on stage, Fran Sean, Gino D, Iris Stoll, and Tingham Down. An evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater, Nassau Cruiseport, Saturday, October 5th. Get your tickets now.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
They say the sun and I shine for all. But I hear some people work, you never shine at all.
These rows of flames are catching up.
Welcome back. It's Talking Heads Thursday on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. We just had a wonderful conversation with the Bahamas Youth Flag Football League. They start on Saturday. We invite you to come out there. You can register online by Bahamas Youth Football on their Facebook page, or you can come out there and register your kid. It's fun. It's good. And it's going to be an Olympic sport in 2028. So you never know. We may have a team there, hopefully. But it's good experience. They get to travel. They go to Florida to a tournament. They go to Texas to a tournament every year. So the better kids get to go, or the smart. So just get your kid in there. If they're athletic, if they want to play a sport, this may be the one that they can play. Flag football is fun. Football is great. What this text says, I think they mentioned pickleball yesterday as one of the Paralympic sports. It's similar to tennis, ping pong, squash. All of that is that's my interpretation of it. It's supposed to be a growing sport in the United States. A lot of people are playing it. I've seen a couple commercials with it, but it hasn't grabbed me, and I'm a sports fan. It hasn't grabbed me to want to be interested in playing it. But I'm not a huge tennis fan anyway, so other than when Serena's playing, or Coco, yeah. But, so I'm not a huge tennis fan, so a pickleball, I don't know very much about it. And full disclosure, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to try fake my way through it. All right, so I do apologize. Yes, my Dodgers won yesterday. That was fun. I was excited about that. It was a great game. We shouldn't have lost the game before that, but that's fine. And we got the closing out game. We call the closeout game today. I forget the word we're supposed to use for it. But we'll see if we've been that serious. And then we go into Arizona tomorrow. We got 4 games at Arizona. Jeff is texting me and teasing me that the National League West creeping up on us. Well, we get Arizona, I think something like 27-9 or something over the last 35 or so games. They've been playing really great baseball, but you got to cool down at some point. The baseball is a very cruel sport sometimes. We can shut them down. We can shut them down this weekend. I'm telling you, the Dodgers can take a minimum of 3 out of 4 of that, maybe sweep them the same weekend and send a strong message to the National League that we own this and we're going to the World Series. Yes, I said it. I see with some stuff coming out of the wire today. Steph Curry agrees to a 1-year deal to stay with the Warriors through 26-27 series. So we got an extension, $62 million extension. Wow. You just win an Olympic medal, so I guess that's fine. There's rumor that those I call them the stinking lousy New York Jets. I'm no Dolphin fan like the Jets. They're in disarray. Saying that Aaron Judge, and read it earlier today, that Aaron Judge has not been a team player. He didn't come to mandatory minicamp because he had to go to Egypt. Said he booked that based on last year's camp and all that. You don't think a phone call and say, listen, I getting ready to book a trip when we have minicamp. Because it ain't like they ain't planned minicamp from a long time ago. But that's going to be... boy, I don't know. You get Champions League draw coming up, for those interested in that. But it's interesting to watch what the New York Jets are going through. It's very interesting to watch what they're going through. And because some people trying to pick them to be the division winners of the AFC East. The devil is a liar. He is a liar every time. Miami Dolphins can win that division. Y'all thinking about Buffalo? Buffalo's lost too many players. They're not as good as they used to be. They think because they still got Josh Allen that he'll be able to take them over the lump. No. There, I said it. So they're in disarray. They could just be talk put out there to throw you off. It could be really disarray. But knowing Aaron Rodgers, who went on a dark hole for some time, I don't know. I'm happy that we're going to have football next week. I'm happy that whatever's going down with them, it don't bother my Dolphins. And that's the bottom line, All I'm interested in is will Dak Prescott get an extension this year? It's good to see that it was able to sign CeeDee Lamb, but will they go ahead? Some things. And there's some talks about which teams we like. I think like stories that are coming out of the football. The Jets believe that Henson Riddick could play in Week 1. He's been hurt for a while. They believe it can be. Trent Williams wants to prove a point. Now, Trent Williams hasn't been to any of the 49er practices yet. He's holding out. He wants an extension, and he wants to prove a point. They can't go nowhere without him. I don't care what they say. They can't go nowhere without him. All options on the table for the 49ers with Brandon Akeyu. Will he stay there? Will he go there? The 49ers cannot afford to lose him. Even though he's demanded a trade, they cannot afford to lose him. So I think they're trying to do whatever they can do to keep him. They're talking all the right things that they want to keep him there. They want him there, I understand that the Cincinnati Reds receiver, Jamar Chase, returned to practice this week. He's there. He was not on Wednesday, yesterday, he was not in uniform. But he, so that means, people say he back to practice, but he's still holding on. He wants more money. A lot of people, the Browns got a lot of quarterbacks. There's been talk about Jameis Winston being traded. The Browns said no, they're not trading him. There's been no offer to trade him, and they want to keep him. They're probably going to trade Tyler Huntley. They're probably going to entertain, and I think Miami should go try to get him because I'm not happy with our backup quarterback. So I would keep him, Winston, because he has experience. If something happens, he can step right in, and he can play, with some authority. When I say authority, he can play right away and not hurt the team. He could be a big help to the team. So we'll see what happens there. Miami signed a a quarterback off the waiver wires yesterday. They signed a bunch of people to the practice squad. A lot of players have been cut. And the scary part about it is, if you pick up a player on your practice squad, another team can sign him off the practice squad. So they're trying to stash players on the practice squad. I see Chosen came back. I see Nick Needham signed with the Dolphins in the practice squad. I see another couple other players. I think they signed 8 or 10 players so far. And they can sign, I think, up to 16, if I'm correct, on the practice squad. And they players like, for those of you who don't understand it, it's something like the minor leaguers. Well, no, not like them. I can't say like the minor leaguers. Anyway, they fellas, you got playing there, and you can call them up at any time to come and play if somebody gets hurt. So a lot of times they try to have a quarterback, a couple of running backs, a couple of wide receivers, an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman. So if somebody get hurt, there's access to that player right there to pull them in right away and put them on the team to hold on for a week or two until the other player comes back. Miami only kept 4 wide receivers on the 53-man roster. Oh, and with the kid they signed this, and I can't remember his name for the life of me. But they only got 5. I think that you've got a couple of players, Craycraft, and you've got Beckham sitting there on the injured reserve, and they're back on week 5. So maybe we can hold out for 4 weeks. Maybe if Waddle and Tyreek Hill and Washington, the rookie, keeps healthy, we can ride this out. They're keeping 4 tight ends right now. I was surprised at that. I was very surprised they kept 4. I thought they might only kept 3 tight ends. One year they kept 5. So, I mean, I shouldn't say I was surprised. One year they kept 5. So that doesn't mean that they couldn't keep 4, but they got 4. So they're telling me that you're going to see a lot of movement, a lot of different type plays out of Miami this year. A lot of motion, I'm going to say. That's not movement, motion. So, and a lot of dump down passes, a lot of across the field passes and all that. So we'll see how that goes. But we got a call on the line. Let's see what that caller got to say. Call you on there. How you doing? Do not listen to your radio. Listen to your phone. Turn your radio down. Hello, caller.
What is that?
Right there. Turn your radio down. Listen to the phone, okay?
My radio off.
Talk to me.
TV off.
What's up?
Yeah. I called you to find out something, right?
I can try.
Concerning, shoots with what's your boy name again? That's Phillips, right? The
edge rusher?
Huh?
You mean for the Dolphins?
Yeah, that's
Jalen Phillips?
That's Phillips, right?
Yeah, the edge rusher.
Yeah, the edge rusher. I heard them said in the preseason that he was seeing him in.
He was
practicing or something like that.
He was
waking out.
He was working out. He had an injury.
Yeah, I know he had an injury, but what I'm saying is they was looking for him to come to assess at voice.
Yeah.
So he could play, according to what I heard, I could be right, I could be wrong, that he was going to play before the 3rd week.
I think he'd probably be back. Yeah, I don't think he's on the injured reserve. I have to double check.
No, he ain't on the injured
so
reserve.
he's able to play week 1 if he's
what the other fella named the other one?
And you're talking about Chubb, Bradley Chubb.
Right. They say he will be able to play. I think they say week 4 by
week
4.
5, and they missed the first, so he'll be back for week 5.
He'll be back for week 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we got a rookie named Chop.
Yeah, I know the rookie.
And he's look really good.
Yeah, he's solid.
And if he takes his game to the level that they think that he can bring, he'll be fine.
Well, you get a couple edge rushers there too.
Yeah, we got a couple there. Yeah, but our key is Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. They are 2 key ones, and you need them there. Yeah.
And the thing about that, like Stephen Ross say, if we stay healthy, we could go all the way, Billy.
But you know, in the NFL, the healthy teams are the teams that win. Not necessarily the best team. Well, some people.
If we be healthy in November, December, if we be healthy,
yeah,
we could go all.
That's the key. Miami has not had a healthy team going into the last weeks of the playoffs, last weeks of the season into the playoffs.
That's what it was last year.
Yeah, and if we stay healthy, then we'll be in the money.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it, you know, Kansas City's been fortunate enough to have a healthy team. Yes, they got a really good team and probably the best team in football, but their plus was they stayed healthy.
Right, exactly.
And they were healthy at the right time.
Right.
And that which is key. Which is key. Yeah, which is key.
But
So
if you see we was healthy on the defensive end, I think I'm going to beat us.
yeah, we lost too many players.
Yeah.
We lost too many players, and
Some key players too. We ain't just lost players. We lost key players.
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm excited for football. I'm excited. I'm a big football fan, so I'm excited for college football this weekend. Go ahead. Go ahead, Skinner.
Even though our defensive players them to get hurt,
Yeah.
if you see Tyree didn't get hurt in that game against Ingham, we'd have win.
Probably so, because we put up the numbers. We can put up the numbers. It would have been a shootout. We could put up the numbers.
Because you know that when he was out, man, they was dominating us.
Yeah.
The minute he come back in the game, wow,
Yep.
we start scoring.
Yep.
So if you see he was in hurt, and Waldo get hurt too.
Yeah. We have too many injuries.
So
Too many
anyhow,
injuries.
We can see how it go this year.
And I hope I think they made a change with the health, the coach, the conditioning team, the conditioning.
Right.
So
Yeah,
hopefully these guys will keep them better
They
conditioned.
did a changing up in that area. But guess what? I hear you talking about the tight end them just now.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what them tight end can do now? Them tight end can ease plenty of the weight of the running back and the wide receivers. Because you see, they have one tight end there. He's just like a running back.
Yeah.
And then they get a tight end there, with just like a wide receiver.
Jono Smith. Yeah.
Right. So they balancing this off now that they won't have the overwork the wide receivers, neither the running backs.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
Okay, bro.
Okay. Thanks for calling. Tex. Pearlie, what happened to your crush, Angel Reese? It looks like she's playing her way out of Rookie of the Year contention. She had 7 points and 14 rebounds yesterday. They lost. She had 6 turnovers. She didn't have a great game. The Sky problem is the guard play. They had a lot of turnovers yesterday and a lot of points. So I don't know if she played. I think the media pushing Caitlin in there a lot faster. Pearl, I expect Aaron Rodgers to play well this season and play extremely well against the Miami Dolphins. Wishful thinking, my brother. The man, 40 years old, coming off a major ACL injury, and you really think he can excel like that? You already think Aaron Rodgers is gaudy? Time can tell. Trust me, we can know shortly. They got a big game coming up next week. We can know shortly. But before we go, let's get to the picks quickly. We got Coward coming up with talking about Dak Prescott and also talking a little bit about should Pittsburgh make a move. So you listen to that, but let's get to the picks really quick here. Today, let's see who's playing. All right, we've got with Miami all over the Rockies right now. We got Toronto at Boston. I like Boston tonight. Crawford pitching for them. You got the Royals at the Astros. H. Brown is pitching for the Astros tonight. I like the Astros. And the only other game the other games all already started. The other game is the Orioles at the Dodgers. Buehler pitched a decent game yesterday. Got tapped for a few runs, but I hope Bobby Miller comes out and looks really good today. And I think the Dodgers going to take that serious. You got some college football, Howard at Rutgers. And you've got, do we have WNBA? No W. So that's it for our picks. Baseball can be a lot of day games, so you may not have a lot of things to talk about by the time we get on air. Thank you so much for the day. It's been fun. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for the texts. Thank you for the encouragement. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 5 o'clock with Naughty. And again, next week, Thursday, we're Talking Heads Thursday. Be safe. It's going to be a wet weekend. Please drive safely. Stay hydrated. Thank you for listening. Thank you for calling. This is Pearlie, Guardian Radio 96.9, Talking Heads Thursday. I'm out.
Hoping that you sing my song, I've been on this road for way too long. I've been hoping that we all get along.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
Why can't treat day be every day? Get the new KFC Value Box for only $9.95, packed with one piece of your favorite fried chicken, cheesy mashed potatoes, 3 100% real white meat nuggets, a buttery biscuit, a delicious dessert biscuit, and an ice cream deal. You can't. Order your new favorite deal online with Messenger or WhatsApp Hi to 557-3663 to start your KFC order today. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you want to look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, want to step out and look great, then Fine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then Fine Threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Put your best foot forward this school year by shopping at John's for your back-to-school footwear needs from toddlers to college students. Have your child looking smart in a pair of Skechers, Nikes, Hush Puppies, Sperry brand styles, and many more. John's collection of durable and sharp styles will have your child stepping with confidence all year round. Need socks and a belt? John's has got you. And don't forget our new Spray Ground or J-Whirl backpack and lunch containers too. You can find all this and more with the best prices and customer service in town at John's on Rosetta Street and Carmichael Road.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
But I am some people you never shine at all.
These rows of flames are catching a fire.
Blake Ferguson is back after initially being waived on roster cutdown day on Tuesday. Miami brings back the long snapper onto the day by Chat Sports. I am Nick Roloff. A lot of roster moves to break down, some additions to the practice squad, as well as some roster shuffling with the 53-man. And we'll start with Blake Ferguson. As I mentioned, he was released/waived on Tuesday, which caught me by surprise. I know it caught a lot of other people by surprise as well, but the expectation was always that he was going to return to the 53-man roster. They just had some injuries to deal with, and they were deciding which players need to be placed on IR, which ones didn't, and ultimately they did place someone IR. We'll get to him in just a second, but I am glad that Blake Ferguson is back on this Dolphins 53-man. He's a great long snapper. He's an integral part of the special teams unit that Miami is putting together out there, so I am happy that he is here. And I know a lot of you are as well. Welcome Blake Ferguson back to the roster of the Miami Dolphins. Spam those 48s, which is his jersey number now after he switched from 44 to allow the first-round pick from Penn State, Chopper Robinson, to have his jersey number all throughout Penn State. Spam those 48s down in the comment section. I mentioned a corresponding move that had to be made for Miami, and it's in the form of placing rookie safety Patrick McMorris on IR. The safety got banged up after the first two preseason games against Atlanta and Washington. Did not play in that final preseason game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which actually led me to believe that he could be on the outs of this 53-man roster. Ultimately kept through that initial 53, but then is being placed on IR, which means he'll miss the first 4 games of the season. The 6th-round pick out of Cal is someone who performed really well in the preseason. He had a nice little turnover, fumble recovery, a PBU, 9 tackles. He performed extremely well in those 2 games, which I think ultimately led him to making the 53-man initially, but then going on IR. So now that he is on IR, which is kind of what we expected all along, right? It was always going to be those top 2 guys, Javon Holland and Jordan Poyer, as your starting safeties. Marcus May, who was signed late into the offseason, really a couple weeks after the NFL draft. Like, we always knew that he was going to be the 3rd safety after the strong August he had. It's all about who was going to be the 4th safety. And I'm going to be honest, if Patrick McMorris isn't banged up, it wouldn't have shocked me if McMorris was ended up being kept over Elijah Campbell. But with the injury, Campbell is your 4th safety. All right, let's move over to the practice squad now for the Miami Dolphins because they added 7 players to the P squad. We'll look at the entire practice squad and how many spots the Dolphins still have available in just a second. But we have to start with the most notable signing to the practice squad. We did talk about the other 6 yesterday, so if you want to see the first 6, watch yesterday's video, but we're also going to recap it at the end of today's episode as well. But D'Wayne Eskridge is the one that kind of stunned me the most and the one that gets me the most excited for, at least in terms of the Dolphins adding to the practice squad from players that were not already in Dolphins training camp and with Miami in the preseason. Eskridge is a former second-round pick out of Western Michigan, and he is a dynamic player with the ball in his hands. He has really never been able to figure it out on how to be a good wide receiver in the National Football League, which is his natural position. So a wide receiver added the P squad. That's now 2 with Eric Azukama. And the talent is there. We just was never able to figure it out in Seattle. He's a gadget player where you can get it to him in jet sweep motions, pop passes, screens. That's where he excels. He's also a dynamic punt returner and kick returner. Like I said, this is someone who, if I don't think he's going to ever really get playing time on this Dolphins team because to me, he's no better than Malik Washington, who you drafted this year, and I have very high hopes for. But a high-profile wide receiver / return man to the practice squad. Could it be signaling maybe lack of faith in a Braxton Berrios or someone like that? Possibly, but I do find it fascinating that they do add D'Wayne Eskridge. This is why you need to be subscribed to the channel because we have you covered on every single move the Miami Dolphins make. No matter how big, no matter how small, we will always make sure you're covered with everything surrounding the Miami Dolphins. Just crossed 58,500. Appreciate all the real ones that have just joined the channel. Goal is to get to 59K before week 1 begins in a week and a half. Can we get there? Yes, we can. All right, next player added to the practice squad, Naquan Jones, the defensive tackle. And this was a sharp play by me. Listen, don't want to go out there and give me a pat in the back too often because Lord knows I have not always been the most accurate in terms of my predictions, spanning across the Heat channel and the Dolphins channel. But on our waiver wire targets video that I put out Wednesday morning before the waiver claims went through and before teams added to the practice squad, I labeled Naquan Jones as someone that the Dolphins could go out and get, someone who's been in the NFL for a while. He's had a career at least, right? Not often you can say that about players on your P squad. He's had 62 tackles. He had 3.5 sacks. And I always thought that he made sense if the Dolphins wanted to add a nose tackle presence to the practice squad in case Benito Jones can't go for the first couple weeks of the season as he's dealing with an injury, and you could elevate someone from the practice squad. And Jones is someone that this Dolphins front office was very excited about adding. In his press conference yesterday, he was asked about some players, and Naquan Jones was one that he brought up in how he mentioned that he's really excited to get him in this building, and the Dolphins coaching staff is really excited to get their hands on Naquan Jones. So this is someone that this organization is kind of high on from an exterior player perspective of bringing him in and getting time. So I would not be surprised, folks, if Jones is ultimately active for week 1 of the NFL season against the Jaguars, because if they're excited about him, and he plays the same position of Benito Jones. Don't know if he's going to go on IR, but Benito could be missing the first couple weeks of the season, which gives the ability for Jones to be activated to the 53-man roster on game day. The quarterback that Miami added after they released Mike White. I think Miami was hoping to get White back on the Dolphins practice squad due to his familiarity and ability to help scout and read opposing defenses in the film room for Tua and Skylar Thompson. He signed with those traders over in Buffalo, the Bills, so Mike White's officially dead to me. But we always knew that they were going to add a quarterback to the practice squad at bare minimum. That guy is now Tim Boyle, which, if you don't remember Tim Boyle, he actually started for the New York Jets against the Miami Dolphins last year on that Black Friday game where he threw the Hail Mary at the end of the first half. Javon Holland picks it off in the end zone and returns it all the way for an end zone. So, Tim Boyle, Dolphins legend. But he was actually pretty decent in the preseason for the Houston Texans. You see it on screen, 2 tutties, no INTs, so he's already better than what Mike White was doing for this Dolphins offense in the preseason. Tim Boyle, veteran, been around the block. He's been on a lot of different teams, is your quarterback on the practice squad, where he may be elevated sometimes during the regular season. Wouldn't be surprised about that, but it's good to finally know who that third quarterback is for the Dolphins. I would have waited. They signed him late yesterday to the practice squad, but Tyler Huntley's available now. Wonder if Miami could be interested in him. We've talked about that possibility over the past couple of weeks. All right, before we round out today's show, week 1 is just about a week and a half away. So get your Dolphins jerseys today. Make sure you're representing the Fins every game day, whether it be Sundays, Thursdays, Mondays, Saturdays, Fridays now this year. I don't really care. Dolphins jersey is the /chatsports.com/Dolphins jersey is the link. It's in the description and comments of today's episode. Get whatever player, whatever color, whatever size you need. Grab your jerseys today. All right, another addition to the practice squad, Isaiah Johnson, the UDFA from this past NFL draft out of Syracuse. Someone that I am actually very happy that he is returning to this Dolphins organization because he played extremely well in the preseason. Him and Storm Duck were the two headlining UDFAs, in my opinion, on that Dolphins defense throughout the first 3 games. Storm Duck makes the 53-man roster. Isaiah Johnson just barely gets cut, but he's got great size. He made a couple of really nice plays in the preseason. He had a really great PBU in the end zone against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let up a touchdown a couple plays later, which was unfortunate. But Isaiah is someone that I do think could potentially really improve on this Dolphins practice squad and ultimately get a chance to make a 53-man roster in the future. Another addition to the P squad, Anthony McFarland Jr., who the Dolphins signed just a week and a half ago to be the majority running back alongside Jalen Wright in the final preseason game. And in that final preseason game, he had 12 rushing yards, couple catches, 12 receiving yards. Another player that is actually pretty good on special teams. So the Dolphins have a lot of good special teams returners on their roster in terms of practice squad on 53 with Malik Washington, Braxton Berrios, Anthony McFarland Jr., Dwayne Eskridge as well. Intriguing to see the Dolphins stockpile so many dynamic punt returners and kick returners on their roster, if you include 53 and practice squad. All right, 2 final additions to the Dolphins practice squad, at least as of right now. 2 offensive linemen, Chasen Hines and Byron Matos. Matos, remember, we've told you about his story in the past, played basketball in college for South Florida, University of South Florida. Never played a snap of football, tried to transition, was with Miami's training camp, OTAs, minicamp, the entire offseason. He actually does not count against the Miami Dolphins practice squad. You get 16 names. He is not accounted for one of them, so Dolphins could technically have 17 players because he's part of the International Pathway Program. So it's another little cheeky move that Chris Grier made that allows Miami to have extra guys on your practice squad. We went through the 7 names added to the practice squad today, but if you remember yesterday with Nick Needham, Eric Ezukama, and a couple other players on the P squad, let me know your favorite player that is on the practice squad of the Miami Dolphins. Drop a name for me down in the comment section. We'll give you a refresher, too, to just kind of wrap up today's video. Nick Needham, Hayden Rucci, Daquan Jackson, Jordan Colbert, Jonathan Harris, and Eric Ezukama were the 6 people signed early yesterday that we reported on. Nick Needham is the best player on the practice squad without a question, and if a DB ever goes down in the safety room or, heck, even the cornerback room, I think Nick